We are climbing Jacob's ladder.
I attribute what I have been able to accomplish to my parents, especially my father, who was my biggest role model. And if my father was alive today, I couldn't thank him enough for what he instilled within me. I met my wife in college in New Orleans at Dillon University. She was from Shreveport. Well, those were some very tough times. It was really bad in Shreveport. Shreveport was known as probably the toughest and most segregated city in America. In fact, the Commissioner of Public Safety at that time had let it be known that any acts, violent or nonviolent, would be repulsed by he and his policemen.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
I figured that I owed it to my family, my race, my people to become involved and to do whatever I could to bring about social justice and equality for all Americans.
One thing I like about him, he just didn't fight for just race. He fought for bringing people together. Let's forget about it now. Slavery's over, segregation's over. Now let's see if we can work this thing together.
We really needed someone to support us during that critical period, and he was there. His home was open. He fed us, and it's just a big brother for us. And that's, Rick, that's one thing that I remember most about him and appreciate most about him. He was the big brother that I never had.
He was a mentor. I didn't have a mentor when I came here, and I think that's what every person who's ultimately going to be successful in whatever field, whatever endeavor that he or she's going to be in has got to have a mentor and a model. So he did all of those different things for me, and again, he didn't have to, didn't know me, was not obligated to, but the fact that he took a chance. So that helped me to grow to really love him and to care about him dearly, because not only that, but he pulled my tooth sometimes after that. So
he said his first thing was, well, tell me something about what VOA does. And John said, Louis, did you know that Volunteers of America administers over 30 programs, and we couldn't. Which one? What would you specifically like to know about VOA? And Louis leaned forward and he said, all of it.
And he played a major role in get approval for all 3 master's programs that are now being implemented out at LSUS. We were going down to meet with the Board of Regents to get the approval. And when we got to the airplane, we were going down by a private plane early one morning. When we got there, the Chamber of Staff man says, no need to go, we just got word that they're not going to approve this for you. So we were in a huddle about it, whether we're going to make the trip or not. And Louis said, we're going to go and we're going to get it. And we went and we got it.
Somebody had given us stock in one of the tobacco companies. And Dr. Pendleton's question to me was, well, Bishop, do you think it's really proper for a church to have any stock in a company that earns much of its income from selling that which is detrimental to health?
Often we run into in life people that do all the talking, but there's so little action. And either they don't give the money, or they don't come to the meetings, and they don't participate in the meetings because they don't believe. I don't think there's anyone that's had anything to do with Louis Pendleton that comes away with any meeting with him that he's not steadfast in his beliefs.
Family, I think, is everything to him. It's warm, it's loving, it's a real relationship. It's something that brings a smile to your face when you see him interact with his family. And he's gone beyond that, which I find to be, in some respects, even more impressive. And that is to be a foster parent and take on children that have no blood relationship and be as warm and kind and loving and supportive of them.
You know, he's raised his children. They're gone and they're successful in their own way. But still in all, he's still there to help with taking children into his home that need a home.
You know, it's something that makes him stand out, in my mind at least, as being someone that operates outside of the box, that operates in sort of the true meaning of Christianity.
Now, for someone that's basically, you know, been a success, that he's been in all areas, to take that kind of obligation, he's a class individual.
He's a quiet achiever, an achiever who doesn't get much press, one of those folks you don't read about. Often the African-American community are either shaped by those who are athletes or entertainers, or those who fall on the other end of that spectrum and who are engulfed in lives of crime and those kind of things. But he's a low-profile achiever, and those are the people who I think we need to see more of, people like Dr. Pendleton.
You don't find friends right. He's a true friend. If he shakes your hand and tells you something, you can believe it. He's not a phony person at all. You can count on him.
Just about anything that's good in this community, chances are that Lewis was behind him. You know, chances are that Lewis was ahead, leading the way.
Yeah, he was the big brother that I never had. But then not only to me, but to most young people, he was our bigger brother. And he did it with a lot of class.
I've just felt that I was put on this earth to look out for my fellow man, and especially those who are less fortunate than I. And I will continue to believe that my mission is to do good where I can and as often as I can. If I had to live my life over again, I can't see that I would do anything any different.